Uh,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Huh?
Man, busy as heck. Hi. Hi, everybody. I like
Hello,
your hair.
everyone. Oh, thanks. This is called Get Up and Go, and don't do it.
Really? I woke up like this. Y'all see that? She a bad bee. Just waking up like that and shit. Really? God dang. Teach us hey, Z. Come on. Like, tell us the secret. Let us know what's up. Because clearly, mine's still
No,
wet.
I'm
Like,
mad that everyone seems to like my hair when I don't do it. I'd be like, no.
yeah. Like, whenever, like, whenever we get hit on, I always get hit on when I'm, like, so ugly. When I'm dressed up, like, nobody will bother me. But if I, like, literally have on, like, just gym clothes, my hair in a bun, those people want to talk to me. I'm like, are you serious? No, married. But
It's
anyway,
the same thing. It's the same thing. I'd be like, I saw myself in the mirror this morning.
I'm going to thank you, though. But no. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Welcome to Beyond the Barbell with your hosts, Larhana Robinson and Nicole Zenobia Graham. We always want to start out, guys, by saying first, thank you so much for all the constant support. This platform is strictly for the figure division, and we wouldn't have the platform if it wasn't you guys. So we truly appreciate you guys sharing, liking, all of it, commenting. It's a huge deal for us.
Yes, yes. Again, we can't thank you guys enough. This platform is strictly for us, the figure division, and we just want to continue to keep building on it. So the more you support, the more you share, we really want to keep this division alive and bring more popularity back to the division. So again, thank you for the continuous support that we've been getting. We've been getting great feedback, and we're just going to keep continuing to keep the ball rolling. We also want to say that we were trying to cover the Sasquatch Pro this weekend. I'm not sure if anyone else had issues with the live stream. But we were definitely having technical difficulties on our end. It kept going in and out, so we weren't able to screenshot and keep everyone updated as we did for the North Americans.
Mhm.
That was basically what our aim was to do for
Yeah.
this show. But we will update you guys as far as photos coming in once NPC News Online releases them, and we will highlight some of our beautiful figure sisters who were on stage over the weekend. Also, want to give a huge congratulations to Rhea Gale. She won the Open figure division for the inaugural Sasquatch Pro. So she stamped her ticket for the Olympia, and we're excited to add her onto the list.
Right.
So
Very
congrats, Rhea.
Congratulations, Ria. Seriously, we all know how hard you've been working. You've been just an amazing start to your season. She's 2 weeks out from the freaking Arnold UK, and I feel like this victory right here—that's all the motivation you need to keep going at 2 weeks out. We know at 2 weeks out, that's when it gets really hard. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, and it's like everything's freaking annoying. You're hungry over here. You can't stop thinking about this or that, whatever. It's so hard to just follow through those last 2 weeks. And I feel like her winning is great motivation, to keep her going in the end. But like, what are some things that you do whenever you're struggling at the last 2 weeks of your prep? How do you overcome those feelings and just like, stay on target?
Got you. I mean, I have a couple of things, I guess. So a lot of the times when I'm, feeling just maybe not really motivated, I'm tired, hungry, you know how it goes. What I do like to do is I like to reflect. I like to take my last show photos around the same weight and around the same amount of weeks, either or, and compare them to what I'm currently looking like. And of course, for the most part, I usually beat every show that I've done. So I like to do that, and that usually kind of gives me the okay, we're on the
Mm-hmm.
right track. We got
Right.
this. We keep going. I either have that or I just kind of get into that real, like, I guess, old school bodybuilder mentality and continuously tell myself, the more you suffer, the better you look. So let's just keep going. If I'm suffering, I'm hungry as hell, I'm tired, more than likely I'm on point.
Right. Right. That's really good though, because it's easy to lose track of how far we've come because we see ourselves every day in the mirror. Like we don't physically see the changes every time we look in the mirror, even though we're like, oh, look at our abs, our biceps, whatever. I saw somebody in here say do a bicep flex. Here you go. So it said, we're checking our gains like constantly. So it's hard to stay motivated when we're wanting to see more. So that's really good advice, to keep looking at your progress pictures and don't compare your day one picture to your day two. Compare day one to day 7, stuff like that.
Right.
Like, don't get too caught up on the scale. It's easy
The
to
scale, yes.
yes, it's so easy to lose track of your goal and everything when you're focused on one number. Because you could be 150 at 7 weeks out and still be 150 at 2 weeks out and look completely different. So having those pictures, like you said, is key because the scale is a mother effer. Like it is. Like I can't stand the scale. That's my problem for sure.
The scale, I feel like at that point, and this is why I feel like everybody, for the most part, unless you're like Michaela Aycock, who's like
Right.
freaking just amazing, but this is why I really stress that you might not want to coach for your whole entire prep, but those last couple of weeks to really dial in, you need a second eye, honestly. And it's because we're so blind at this point. We're such perfectionists, and it's always a little this, well, this isn't right, or I'm not seeing it. And somebody else can be like, dude, you look freaking amazing. But we're such perfectionists, we don't see it. And that's why I
Right.
stress having a coach, but I also stress really taking a look at those progress photos and putting them side by side because you'll drive yourself nuts.
Yeah.
You see yourself every day, you live in your body, or
Right.
maybe the scale's not really moving, but your body composition is changing.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever you're so stuck on, you're so stuck in prep, sometimes you don't realize how much of a bitch you're being. Like you really think you're going 100%. You really feel like you're going so hard on your fasted cardio or your post cardio. And then you're looking at yourself, and sometimes you're blind, and you're like, oh, I do see my hamstrings. But it's like, no, there are no hamstrings there. You need to go harder on your cardio, harder on your diet, so that I'm glad you said finding a coach for those last few weeks, because there's people that will have the help of or there'll be somebody that'll say, oh, I'll help you. You don't need a coach. You don't need a coach. I'll help you. They will not help you. They're going to tell you to do whatever they did for them. They're not going to tell you what's going to happen and what's going to help you for your body. So making sure you're getting the right advice from the proper person who has the knowledge, like a coach, is the best thing to do with those last few weeks, because like you said, it's so easy to just be blinded, and you think that there isn't a line there, and there is, or what if there is no line, and you think there is a line. It's so easy to just lose track of all of that. Like
Absolutely. Definitely. Uh,
I do, like it's easy. I do that too because my kids, like I have to take videos every other day just because I get so sidetracked with my kids and like their food and what they're eating, and I feel like just me smelling their stuff is making me gain weight. So I'm like, I need to look at myself, compare, contrast, send it to my coach, let me know what we're looking like back there. But I feel like too, a lot of the issue is like whenever we're at those last few weeks, not a lot of people are checking their inventory, or a real person.
no, I saw
I
that.
already owe you some birthday licks. Go sit down. Stop. So, you know, whenever we are struggling with these last few weeks, and we're not staying on track, or we're needing an extra push or somebody with an extra eye, we really struggle with, meal prepping. Not a lot of people take the time to really put time into their meal prep. They're looking for, what, like, to get lean quick, they'll just eat chicken with no seasoning on it, and then wonder why they hate their prep. And you have to put time into that meal prep because that's what the whole thing is. We all know this is nothing but nutrition. If you're not on your meal plan, you're never going to get the results. So what do you think about meal prepping and how do you meal prep? Because there's a lot of us, we all meal prep a different way. You know, I'm just curious as to how you do it.
Okay, so originally I was living in New York, and this was, I mean, if you're living in New York City most of the time, especially if you're working in Manhattan, I was living in Queens at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always on the train. I am always on the bus to get to Manhattan. Like, that's just, it's a lot easier than having a car.
Right.
With that being said, I can't just go back home and go get a meal or this, that, and the third. Like, I'm in a gym pretty much all day long, training clients, training myself.
Right.
So I needed to be prepared all the time. Maybe not my last meal or so, because I can always do that once I get home. But I needed to make sure that I had all of my meals throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've talked about it briefly before. So I have a history of an eating disorder. As a fashion model, I was bulimic. So bodybuilding, especially the diet part, yes, it is hard because I like food. I love food. But I need the structure. And if I am not prepared, that is opening a can of worms for me. It could be like, oh well, this kind of fits in my macros. I can go here. And it's like
Yeah.
once that can of worms is open, it's like free for all.
Mm-hmm.
So like really need the structure of preparing my food. Now I live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So for a while, I pretty much, until I really got back into a gym and actually training people again, I pretty much had the luxury of just kind of prepping my meals as I go throughout the day so they would be fresh all day long. So not having to warm up fish or anything like that, which was cool. It was great.
Yeah.
But now that my schedule has gotten busy again, I'm pretty much in the gym a good amount of the day now. So I had ran into those situations where, okay, I didn't think I was going to be here this long. If there's a meal, don't get a meal because I'm trying to stay on track, or I could just fall apart and, well, I guess I can have this protein shake, even though it's
Yeah.
got a little extra sugar in it. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I've got to be prepared. Like, it's one thing, maybe not the first meal, because I can either do it at home or the last meal, but those meaty meals throughout the
Right.
day, like, I need to make sure that I actually have those. I'll do it for the day. I won't prep for days like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
just because of how my schedule used to be in New York. But now I can just at least day to day.
Yeah.
Okay, but as long as I have them together, I'm set. I'm good. I'm focused. I don't have to worry about deviating from the plan.
Right.
And if you're somebody who has a history of an eating disorder, especially bulimia, you have a tendency to binge.
Mm-hmm.
The structure is what you need. Make sure you have your meals.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What do you do for yours?
But you already know how similar we are. So I had the same eating disorder. I always say to people, you know, bodybuilders are, we're recovering, you know, like addicts of something that just made our addiction into something healthier. So I feel
Right.
like we all have a past story that can be testimonial and help in the, you know, in the long run. So me too, I have the same exact problem. You know, like I binge, I'm an extremist. So I'm the type that's once that Oreo, those can of Oreos open, whatever the bag, the whole thing is going to be gone because I need to eat all of it so that way tomorrow I won't have any Oreos to eat. So because if I one, then I'm gonna want one tomorrow, one Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, I need to eat all of that and the whole cake and the whole cheesecake, all of it. There. It's either all or none. Like I'm not dipping my foot in no pool. I'm diving all the way in so that way my whole body can get wet and I can feel the cold all at one time. Why am I gonna take my time on that? No, that's just torture. Like that's like giving a crackhead a tiny little eensy beensy crack. Like they'll go crazy. That's me. I need the whole thing. So I have to prep days ahead because of my children. So I prep for three days ahead. I'll literally just, you know, however many pounds that I need and cook whatever carbs I'm gonna have, whatever vegetables I'm gonna have, you know, and have it for 3 days. And I cook every 3 days. And me, I take my meals with me all throughout the day because, like you said, it's so easy to just get lost of track, and anything can happen, especially as a mother. Like the daycare can call me and I'll have to go get my son and bring him some diapers, So the second I walk out the door, I have to make sure that I have every single meal or I will fall off because my schedule revolves around, my children, and
Right.
my schedule constantly changes. So if I'm not prepared, like you said, man,
Back and nuts.
y'all with these comments, D,
Go. Okay.
grow up.
You know how we get down with the nuts. So you can't put a bag of nuts in a room for me. You can't put a jar of peanut butter in a room with me because I will have no self-control. Look, guys, we are human.
Mm-hmm.
We are human. This at least will let you know, yes, we are top athletes, but we have our vices and we're just like everybody else. We struggle just like everybody else.
Exactly. We're giving y'all raw footage right here. Like you're learning stuff, that everybody struggles. We just all have to learn how to get over it. So because I have my kids all day, and my schedule changes because of them, I just take my meals with me. And I'm the type, I cannot stand Tupperware, and I hate, doing dishes because I have so many dishes to do, and then tiny dishes, tiny spoons. I'm throwing that in the trash. No. So I put my meals in Ziploc bags. So that way after every individual meal, I could just throw it in the trash. And then I carry Texas-sized spoons with me. Look at that, same size as my head. So that I can eat my meals super fast. Don't talk to me. Give me 2 seconds. I'll scarf it down, and then keep it moving. It's so easy. You have to find, what's convenient and what works for you. Because there's people that are like, they don't understand what being 100% is, like with their meal prep. They think that just because they're not eating, crap food, that they're still following their meal plan. Like you said earlier, you're saying, it'll be okay if I have a protein shake. No, because your coach wants you to have this, 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 and this. He made you have 6 meals. If you take off one of those meals, that means you're not 100% throughout the day. You have to complete everything as it's written for you to be 100%. So there goes your Monday. You already started off, not being 100% for the week. So you have to think about these things.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Again, I mean, I'm very much so the extremist when it comes to my meal preps and weighing everything out, the seasoning, this, that, and the third. Once I flip that switch, like I'm on it, and it will not be an extra grain of rice. It all that stuff adds up, guys. All that stuff adds up. Depending on what seasonings you are using. I mean, at some point, once I get closer, down the line, I don't use anything but salt and pepper. I will take everything out because at this point, I'm that anal about everything and making sure that I'm following every single thing to a T. No wiggle room for any form of error at all.
And that's why you're Zenobia. That's exactly why you're Zenobia. And we know it. We know, Mrs. Future. You have to be 100%. We always, I feel like everybody's first show of the season gives them clarity. You really get to put into perspective if you were being 100% or not. Because you really don't know if you're 100% until you, huh? I can't hear you.
Macros or meal plan from a coach. I'm going to be very honest with you, and this is me also being a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I've had those instances where people will ask him, well, can I just do macros? I'm very much that person. I like to know what works and what does not work.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're lagging.
No. Oh no.
Now I can. Now I can hear you.
Are we good?
Nope. Now you froze. No, I can't see you.
You good now?
Hold on, wait. It's getting better. And let me see you talk. Hi.
Are we good? Good?
Can y'all hear?
Yeah, he says I'm good.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying, as far as macros are concerned, and this is me also being a coach as well, I've had athletes ask, can I have the macros? Now, I don't mind giving you the macros so you know exactly what's going in, but I do not like you to follow macros. And this is just because I need to know what works and what does not work. It's the same thing with my coach. Yes, he does give me macros, but he's also giving me my set meals. I'm following those meals to a T. First of all, I'm not trying to think about anything else. At this point, it is just on autopilot. I'm just doing what you tell me at this point.
Right.
But I prefer to give a meal plan. I prefer to receive a meal plan. I do not like counting macros because, okay, let's just say I had this amount of carbs, or maybe this day was something different. Maybe this day it maybe bloated you that day, and I don't know exactly what you ate. I would
Exactly.
rather set.
Right. I agree. I feel like macros are more for health and fitness. When you're in bodybuilding, you're told what to do. You're
Yeah,
told do when you're on bodybuilding, because we all know we're going for a specific look that these judges are wanting. When you're doing macros, you're over here thinking that these Pop-Tart carbs are the same as sweet potato carbs. Absolutely not. Like, they do not process the same, and they do not store the same, so it's not the same. So if you're somebody that is looking for macros, you want to be somebody that's just trying to look good for the beach, somebody that's getting in shape to go on vacation. Macros are perfect for you, CrossFit, all of that. But if you're bodybuilding, find somebody that's going to tell you what to do and tell you to shut up and just do it, or don't and lose. Literally.
feel you. I completely feel you. I've had athletes. Yeah, I followed the macros, and like you said, I had a Pop Tart. So you had Pop Tarts, but you didn't eat really anything else throughout the day. You had some other, huh?
Right.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Yeah, and then like they'll say I had, well, at least it was a protein Pop Tart, so I had half protein and half. No, it does not work that way. Like, that's pretty much a supplement. Like, we want you to have real protein. Go look at a chicken, a cow. Those type of things. Those work wonders. Like,
Stay away from the sugar. Period.
oh my, it's sugar is literal legal crack. Like, I don't know why America does it to us, but man, I'm itching for it. It's so good.
Piece, and it's all over.
Yes,
Literally.
what's I'll tell you one of my tricks that I do to help me, get rid of those cravings, because I'm somebody that will pick sweets over real food. Like, I'd rather have a cheesecake than a steak. At any day of my life, I will pick cheesecake or macaroni and cheese, but we're going to stay with the cheesecake today.
Why are we the same women? Why?
It's crazy. But after every meal, y'all, before bodybuilding, I felt, even now, I feel like I need something sweet after I have my meal. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Okay, now how can I end this? I wish I could go get an ice cream cone or something, but no. So what I do, a trick that my coach taught me, is to keep mouthwash on you. Find the strongest freaking mouthwash that you could find. The one that burns your tongue and your taste buds. That's what you need. So right after you're done eating, you will rinse your mouth out with that mouthwash, and it totally takes the taste away from wanting to eat more. You're satisfied with just having your meal. You're not going to have that craving anymore, because now you're minty fresh and you're able to go talk to people, and not fishes aren't coming out your mouth as you're talking. So that Listerine, to get rid of those cravings after you eat your meal, it works wonders. I promise you. What's one way that you get rid of your sweet cravings?
Well, I think like most people, the sweet cravings come in the evening at the end of the night. 'Cause all day I've been Angel, Halo, I'm doing it. And then like, at night it's like the demons come out.
Yes.
Where's the carbs? Where's the sweet? So I find that in the evening, after my last meal, I use the fiber from Project AD,
Mhm.
but I use the chocolate one. So I'll take a scoop of that, put it in a little small bowl, use
Mhm.
just a little bit of water to stir it up or whatever. Then
Mhm.
I'll just toss it in the fridge, let it cool for like 5, 10 minutes or whatever. So it's like a pudding. It's
Wow.
like chocolate pudding before bed, and then I'm good to go.
Wow. I'm gonna need you to post that on the story tonight.
I got you.
That sounds amazing. Post all of it. Man, that's a good idea. And then you'll have that. You won't even feel like you're depriving yourself. Just get rid of it with
Nope.
the fiber.
It's fiber.
Need fiber. That's a good point. Seriously, because we're eating, when you get this lean and you're eating clean and you're not cheating, your body doesn't really have anything to release. So the fiber helps you continue. Look at my hair dripping. The fiber helps you continue to make your body flow. So you need that fiber. I need that fiber. You need to send it to me. Seriously.
Fibers, magnesium glycinate. I'm telling you, show week. I know this is probably TMI, but hey, it's bodybuilding. It is what it is.
We're raw here.
I'm suppository down. Like them things go
Yeah.
where I go.
Yeah, same, because I would rather that than be bloated. Would you rather be bloated? Yeah, exactly. And hurting on stage, you can't even pose because you literally need to take a SHI. You know what? Like, I would much rather do that and get it out of the way than to, feel like I need to go on stage. So definitely incorporate fiber. Absolutely.
Yep. I mean, a lot of it too, is gut health. I mean, that's super important. I do like a little morning shake with greens in the morning, apple cider vinegar, along with glutamine, in that. Throughout the day, I'm always having digestive enzymes with every meal to just keep everything moving. And then, like I said, at night, you got the fiber and you got the magnesium glycinate. So I am completely regular.
Right. Good. But it's good that you know your body too, because some people, they still don't know that they have that issue and they're thinking that it's just their prep. So it's good that we talk about it and give them this advice, because now I know y'all are at home thinking, yes, they go through it too. I am normal. Yes, we all go through it. Everybody's normal. This is absolutely normal for a lot of bodybuilders. And if they tell you they're not, they're lying to you. Like, it definitely happens. But now we're all depriving ourselves, so much. I feel like a lot of the issue too, whenever we get to those 2 week out mark, is that we also deprive ourselves of people, our friends, our family, our loved ones. We feel like we have to push them away or keep ourselves and our family away from anything outside of what we're doing, bodybuilding. And I feel like that alone, isolating yourself, makes you have a hard time those last 2 weeks, because you feel like you're alone. And then when you go outside, you're paranoid and you feel like everybody's looking at you, and really nobody cares. They're just looking at you because you're lean and they're not used to seeing a lean person. But because you isolated yourself, now you feel like, the world's against you. And I feel like we should not make our loved ones and our family and our friends go through, turmoil because we chose to do bodybuilding. I feel like we need to just incorporate them into our bodybuilding lifestyle. So, for example, my dad had a birthday this weekend, my sister had a birthday, and my niece. So this weekend, yesterday, I'm on prep. So yesterday they had a color party. So you know what a color party is. It's trending on TikTok right now. You pick a color and then you bring the foods of that color that you choose. So I was the color blue. So I had to bring stuff that was like the color blue. So I brought like blue Doritos, like blue Crunch Bar, all of the good stuff that you would never even pick out of the store as a bodybuilder. So I'm with all of these things with my children. They're eating pizza, having cake, ice cream, all of that. But what I do before I attend those parties is I eat my meal. And then I bring my meals with me. So when I get to the event, if everybody's offering me things, instead of just telling them no, because obviously if I tell them no, I'm on a diet, they're going to go against that and say, oh, you can have one. You can have one. No, I'm not going to tell them I'm on anything, because it's none of their business, and I don't want their opinions on any of it because they're not into bodybuilding. I just rather not talk about it. So instead of telling them no, thank you, I mean, instead of telling them no because I'm on a diet, I'll say no, thank you because my stomach hurts. Like, I'm just not feeling well. I'm not, I'm having stomach issues or whatever, just to make them leave me alone. And then once I leave you alone, there's no pressure on you of, here, have this wine, have this beer, have this cookie, this cake, whatever. Once they stop doing that, you'll be able to enjoy your time and enjoy the company of whoever you're with. Bring your meal with you, eat your meal, and just enjoy the party.
Exactly. Yep. I had a similar situation myself this weekend. It was the Boo Bear's birthday, along with our good friend Rachel, her birthday. So we kind of combined them together. They went out to a Mexican restaurant last night. Took one for the team. I mean, the good thing about this was that most of them are all bodybuilders, and understood. So,
Right.
I took just to go into support. I'm not gonna lie, if I would have been like 2 weeks out, I'd been like, yeah. But I have more than enough time out where I can deal with the suffering right now. I don't have to really completely take myself out of, events that friends or, family happen to be doing. And I really just wanted to be there to support. They all understood. They know that I'm in prep. Was it extremely hard? Absolutely. Again, we know I love food,
Yeah.
and you watching them. It was like a buffet type style thing. So it
Yeah.
was like they
Yeah.
just kept stuff, and I'm just like
Yeah. Like,
trying
oh,
to watch
check out
me
here.
in the phone.
That's a nice mini blind over there.
Oh, God.
Check out this
It
fan.
was really, yeah, like in the beginning, it was cool. It was all right. I had like some Coke Zeros or whatever, and that was pretty much it. And then as everyone really started coming in, and then more food was really coming, I just tried to just kind of talk here and there, but really more so just kind of be in my phone, like especially when you're somebody who's dealt with binging and
Yeah.
bulimia and all
Yeah. All right.
that. I don't want to pay attention to the food that's in front of me, but at the same time, I knew I needed to be supportive. So again, guys, yeah, you're suffering, cool, but you got to find a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Not completely take yourself away from your friends or your family. At the end of the day, it's this sport is your choice. No one's making you do these things. No one's making you diet. No one's making you be miserable. You are making yourself be miserable and
Yeah.
diet in order for you to reach a goal. So don't make your friends or your family suffer because you can't be a part of. I completely understand when you're like 2 weeks out or something like that from the show. Completely understandable, but like honestly, anything further than that, like try to find a balance. Honestly, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want to lose friends or anything like that because you just decided to be that antisocial. And trust me, I am an introvert to the max. But over the years, I have learned I have to find a balance to make sure that I'm still present with family and friends.
Right. I'm the same way. Like I'm myself whenever I get to know someone. Like so for we connected early, so I got to become myself to you quite early. So you never really knew me as an introvert, but I'm really a quiet person. Whenever I'm out, I choose to be by myself. Because it's just more comfortable by yourself. But bodybuilding is already lonely. You know what I mean? It's already a lonely sport. You're doing the cardio by yourself. Sometimes you don't have your coach or your trainer there to push you or motivate you, or your partners out, wherever, and you have to work out by yourself. So why just continue to choose to be in isolation when you don't have to? There's people that actually care about you. Let them care about you and just incorporate them into single life. Y'all killed me with these comments. Terrible. They said, what do we do for cardio? A lot.
You want to go with that? All right, wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for cardio, I could give you what my regimen is for cardio, but I'm going to give you something else a little bit more important than what you do or what I do for cardio. Now, there are plenty of people who feel like, oh, I can just go on the treadmill and walk on an incline, or I could sit on a bike, or I could just walk really slow on the Stairmaster. As a good friend once told me, that is called lazy cardio. You're doing nothing for yourself. If you are not at least burning 100 calories within 10 minutes, you're doing
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So try to refrain from doing a lazy cardio and at least having your goal every 10 minutes, at least a minimum of 100 calories. I will leave you with that. I won't necessarily give you my plan as far as cardio goes. I will say I do prefer the Stairmaster just because I'm very anal about conditioning on my legs and my glutes, and I think that's one of the best machines to use. Um, Intervals on it. Again, my body's my body, your body's your body. My time might not necessarily work for you. So I personally like the Stairmaster between steady state and maybe adding some HIIT cardio, which could be a number of things. Could be plyos, could be intervals on the Stairmaster. But I definitely like to incorporate HIIT into my training as well. I've actually recently gotten into cardio agility
Mhm.
training, which are like NFL drills and whatnot. I do that at least once a week, which has been pretty cool.
Right.
Um, and the stairs and all those type of drills back and forth on the
Eat,
turf and
eat,
outside.
dodge
So
people.
it's fun. It's fun.
The
Fun.
blocking over there.
Something fun because
Yeah.
me personally, I hate when I say hate, I hate cardio.
Hmm.
I will lift all day long, but I cannot stand cardio. So the biggest thing is to find something that you're going to somewhat enjoy. Make it fun.
Right. Well, I'm the same way. We all know my legs are not where they're supposed to be yet because I haven't peaked yet. So I have the fat gene, and 100 calories a minute is in a must for me and my legs. Like I can't do anything less than that. I always do hit cardio. But y'all see my story, my page, all that. I do crazy stuff already. I'm just an overall athlete. I like to do different things. Right now, recently, I just picked up boxing, so it's really challenging and just the conditioning that takes is like insane. It's a totally different ball game. Like your focus is literally like it's just completely different, but I love it. And it. I wish I can do it more. I know I can't do it more because I am a bodybuilder, and if I do more boxing than I am doing, yeah, I will shrink one, and I just won't. My body won't go the way that it needs to for bodybuilding. So boxing I love, and like you said, I like the Stairmaster. I'm a runner. Like I used to run 10 miles a day in my bulimia days. Just running to me is therapy. So I personally like running. I like to beat my own mile times. So whatever, I like to run a mile a day for speed, and beat my mile time every day. I'm that competitive with myself. So that's my fun to get it started. And then once I'm done with my mile, my body's already warmed up, and then I'll do like intervals, like you said, for however long the rest of my cardio is.
Exactly.
I think I saw one
So
more question.
lazy cardio, people. No lazy cardio. It truly, really makes a difference. Yes, you're training hard. I hope you're training hard. And lifting and following the program and following the diet. But I mean, if you're assigned cardio, and I know most of us can't stand to do it, but really, really push yourself to really get through the cardio. Because I mean, the cardio is really important for that conditioning, honestly, to really
Mm,
dial in on cardio. Yes, it's your diet, but it's your cardio.
yeah, and you
Uh,
can listen to the podcast while
cardio.
you're doing.
Mike, are you serious?
Wait, what?
He,
What they say?
he said he's at 3 hours of cardio a day now. No,
Oh
no.
no,
Did
no.
you eat something that you weren't supposed to eat?
Who, me?
No, no, no. He
Oh,
said 3 hours.
Mike.
Like, ooh,
I'm
you
like,
went
not yet, but I was
in
told if
total.
I
Uh-uh. Definitely not.
do.
I done been 2 hours once and I thought I was gonna die. Absolutely not. 3 hours, I would have been like, nah, man, this ain't the sport for me.
Yeah, I quit. I will click my heels. There's no place like home. I quit.
Yo,
Absolutely not.
bro, if you handle 3 hours of cardio, seriously, because like I said, I was at a point where I was like, I watch other people and they be like, hey, I got 2 hours. I'm like, well, if you told me 2 hours, I tell you this ain't the sport for me. Well, guess what? In my Arnold prep, because I then went off the deep end for my little 6 week off season. And yes, I'm being real, I'm human, y'all. I
Hmm.
went off the deep end, went on a binge, ate everything but the kitchen sink. Okay, and my weight was all the way up here. And that prep got real, real quick. two
Yeah.
hours of cardio a day. Okay. And when I said, well, I guess I ain't got no
Damn.
but 3 hours? No.
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 Yeah. 3 hours. I mean, I guess that's probably why I'm not pilled yet because I ain't doing the 3 hours. But I'm gonna take my time. I'm only 31. I got years in me, guys. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm not a firm believer in get there faster. No, I want to live my life and enjoy this. Bodybuilding is truly fun, and you learn so much about yourself in this sport just because you simply learned how to say no. It it provides with so much structure, you know, throughout your entire life, because now you're structuring your meals, you know, and you're not fogged because you just had McDonald's or Whataburger or In and Out. You know, it's like you the foods that are on your meal plan are helping you with your overall life, you know, because your mind and everything is connected with your goal. Just stay focused on that goal. Push those last 2 weeks. It's find a podcast, find something, you know, that you can listen to keep you distracted. Find, like, get a book, do anything that's just going to keep your mind going and not focusing on just what you want at the end, a burger or whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, a great person to listen to, and I used to kind of crack jokes on listening to podcasts during your training. I mean, it's one thing I do it, you know, for cardio because it keeps you pushing or whatever. But I'm like, yo, I'm not
Right.
listening to this. I'm trying to lift or whatever and stay in there. But like, you know, I've really been motivated by CT Fletcher, of course, because he's just real raw and just give it to you or whatever. But Eric Thomas is amazing to listen to. And he's got so many different motivational speeches. It's not cliche or anything. Like, honestly, he's real with it. I really highly suggest you guys take the time to look up Eric Thomas. He's a world renowned motivational speaker, doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's not the cliche, oh, like, you can do it. No, no, he's real about it. So I highly suggest him. And of course, you can't go wrong with CT Fletcher because
Ever.
his motherfucking set.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I like him too. And then I like, honestly, I just, because I really enjoy the sport and I always want to be up to date on the sport. And I like people that are raw, you know, that'll give it to me with their truest stuff. I like listening to Nick Trigili on bodybuilding and bullshit because he is so real, and he's like, his humor is dry and he just does not care. You know, like he's like, he just gives it to you and he's straight up. Like, that's what I want. I'm not trying to be nobody but myself. You know, we're not trying to be anybody, you know, we're just our pure self, you know, and trying to be motivational and get our division to elevate. That's it. So stuff like that is what helps me, you know, stay on track, and it keeps me in tune with the sport, you know, because I'm learning about bodybuilding, you know, and following the athletes and staying in touch with everything that's going on in the sport. I don't just like to just only focus on just me and my show, you know, and like my meal plan. You know, I don't want to be a robot beep boop. Like, I want to enjoy life and, you know, be involved and have friends, you know, and all that. But it's miserable if you don't. It's absolutely miserable if you don't.
You know, you're right. So someone's asking how tall are we? Well, I'm 5'4". I've got long arms and long legs. So in photos and on stage, I look ginormous, but I'm like this big.
And I'm 5'1". Just kidding. 5'7". I'm tall. I have long arms and long legs and a tiny torso, but
Thanks.
I make it look like I don't. That's all that matters.
Wait. So Mike said Akeem does 3 hours a day. He has thick skin. No, you're absolutely right, and I can see why Akeem would do 3 hours a day. He does have really, really thick skin. I usually kind of feel like, and if correct me if I'm wrong, I usually feel like the darker you
Mm-hmm.
are, I feel like your skin is usually on the thicker side.
Right.
But definitely see why he would be doing 3 hours of cardio a day. But
Yeah.
hey, because that skin is tinted.
Right. I want that, you know what, type of skin on my whole body. I want
Yeah,
to
I
see
know. Yeah.
everywhere. Let's wake it up, baby. Come on. I want to be thin wrap, like saran wrap thin, for real. Like when you get that skin on Click with Adam Sandler and with his skin when it moves up and down, I like that. That's when you know you're really ready.
But who are you telling? Paper thin, paper thin. I need to be able to go by any little piece of paper and I know that I'm about to get cut because that helps fit my skin.
Exactly. We should be scared to shave. Like, absolutely scared.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Every time prep peak week, it's time to shave, and I'm getting nicked. It is what it
It,
is.
yeah, dinged up and everything. And we need to cover that too. How we prepare next week. We can go over that. How we prepare our body, you know, how to prep yourself for tanning, because a lot of people, they don't know what to do, to prepare themselves when getting the tan. They don't know when to shave, when they shouldn't shave, what day before, all of that. Should they do a base coat before they get their real tan? All of it. So we'll do that. We'll cover that next.
Definitely gonna do that. And the great thing about that is we will have Mama Ray's herself on with us talking about that. She is the owner of Liquid Sun Rays, so she will talk about the importance of your tan, how to prep your skin for it, why do we tan to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely look out for that. We will be finalizing what day she will be coming on.
Perfect.
This week, we've got some awesome people coming on this week. So I guess I might as well let the cat out of the bag. So first we'll let you know as far as time goes. This Tuesday, we will be having Miss Inaugural Winner herself, Ray Yale, on for Tuesday, and we'll get to talk to her a little bit about prep this season, how she feels stamping that O ticket, and also doing the Arnold UK, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We will have Miss Two-Time Figure Olympia herself, Latoria Watts, on. So definitely want to make sure you tune in next Sunday.
Yes, and then you guys, don't forget about the giveaway with Squeeze Me Skinny as well. We need to. Do you want to go over the details of that, or do we have time? Okay.
Oh yeah, we got time. So,
Okay.
so we do currently have another giveaway from Squeeze Me Skinny. If you tuned in last week, we did briefly talk about it. We also posted about it. This was a sponsored giveaway by Squeeze Me Skinny because we finally have reached 1,000 followers. So thank you to everybody supporting. We do have a nice package that she is giving away. I will let you kind of look at it real quick on my if you guys can see it here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
And she's giving away quite a bit, guys. So we're looking at vegan protein. Nice size jar there. We've also got some looks like some baking mixes here, some brownie mixes here. Of course, the waist trainer. I swear to goodness, I probably have every size possible to go throughout my whole entire prep as I'm going. So I'll start from a small and work my way all the way down to a 3X small. But you'll be getting a waist trainer. You'll be getting the seaweed wrap, which you'll actually put underneath the waist trainer. Will also help you with obviously your sweat. Just heating up the core area a little bit more while that's underneath there. You'll also be getting some cellulite cream, so to tone and tighten as well. So you'll put that on, then you'll put the wrap on, then you put the waist trainer on. So again, thank you, Squeeze Me Skinny, for allowing us to do this giveaway. We really, really appreciate it. So if you have not entered yet, go to the Beyond the Barbell page, look at the post that says giveaway. It's our last giveaway post, and just follow all the rules from there. Next Sunday, we will be basically announcing the winner of that giveaway. So make sure you look out for that.
Yes, and thank y'all so much for tuning in. Just keep looking out for all the posts, and whatever we require, we'll let you guys know. Keep sending us y'all's pictures, tagging us so that we can repost y'all. We are extremely excited about what's to come in 2023, and we cannot wait to announce all the stuff that we have planned for the figure division. But continue to support us, continue to follow, and continue rising up and being confident in this division, because we're a group of badasses. We are. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in, and we will see y'all back on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Peace.
Peace.